I'm the best looking man alive. I'm not Dusty Rhodes sitting in the control room with a David Allen Coe truck driving hat out. I'm not wearing blue jeans. I don't have on a funky t-shirt. I'm alligators and Rolex watches from head to toe.
Hey guys, welcome to Battle Warrior Podcast. I am Chad here coming in from Wisconsin on the old school headset. And on the other end here, we're going to just do a little intro. All I'm going to say, he's showing up to kick major ass with a lot of bubble gum, and he's definitely out of bubble gum.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just posted something about Roddy Piper. We're all wrestling fans here. He is the guy who changed the direction of wrestlers in movies. That movie is so relevant today with everything that's happening. So I appreciate the introduction, especially like that.
No problem. And guys, if you guys don't know who it is, I know the voice. People around me in the circle know the voice, but it is actually Mike Fallat from Pittsburgh, PA. I don't know what's you guys label it Pennsylvania. I say Pennsylvania, and all you guys are all like, yo, it's Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh, PA, man. Pennsylvania, 4 syllables. Come on, too long for us.
He is the owner of Dream Starters Publishing, guys. He many books he's poured out there. I think he's 265 number one bestsellers.
268, I believe, 269 as of tomorrow. So that'll be I'll be 269 for the book, $1 Million book, which is coming out and going to change my life for sure. And hopefully change a lot of other people's lives. Inner
Circle leader. How many do we have in the group now?
There's 301 members.
301?
301. That's amazing, man. People are signing up. They don't show up to the live calls, but they watch the calls in the back end. It's growing, man. The thing is starting to roll. It's really rolling. We're trying to get to 1,000 members by the end of the year. That's my goal. If we come up short, no worries. We're getting the right people inside the group. If anybody doesn't know what the Inner Circle is, it's a bunch of patriot entrepreneurs working together, helping each other out, because you are only as strong as your circle.
And to break that up, once you join the circle, guys, I don't want to use the term life is not easier. It's not that. The people that are in the group are so user-friendly, so open, engaging, all that stuff. Is the quality of people you have in the group is just absolutely insanely amazing.
Thank you, man. Yeah. It's something I'm very proud of, just seeing the group come together, how it's coming together. They get the emails, the text messages, they want to contribute more. And then they also have better ideas of, hey, maybe I could put this together instead of going to banks for this type of funding. Maybe we can bring it to the Inner Circle and then we can kind of work together that way. So it's amazing what's happening, especially since it's like a little snowball that just keeps rolling, picking up steam. And I can't imagine where we're going to be at 5 years from now.
I was going to say probably 100 fitness guys, probably 400 apparel guys.
Yeah, that's right. Probably.
I laugh at all that stuff, and it's awesome watching everyone kind of jump and ship. And yes, I will plug this. I do know I was the guinea pig for the fitness stuff. So
Scotty Fichter's involved in that now. And there's Whitney, if you know her, she's doing it too. It's just amazing what's happening with people. They have a different brand, they have a different image, they have more revenue streams. And I always tell people, inflation is going to get so crazy. Stop worrying about just raising prices. Start figuring out ways to create multiple revenue streams. And it might be $1 this month, but it might be $5 next month. And it might be $25 the following month. And then 2 years from now, that might be $2,000 a month. Imagine what you can do with your life if you have many revenue streams coming in.
Well, and speaking of that, and I know we're kind of freestyling this, guys, and I know I have to, like we have some things we want to promote. We have some wrestling we need to talk about, but the big thing is I want to piggyback off that, because I think it was you or someone else that says 7 streams of income most millionaires has, and
Yes.
and it's coming. And I'm gonna joke around and say it's coming out of your Black Bible, but it's your Inner Circle book that I made so much money out of. And I look at it this way, and I did an audit last month. Not this month, but in March. I'm gonna put my job in there just for right now, but job, Shopify, Amazon, Coinbase, Cash Prize, and there's something else. I ended up hitting 6 or 7 streams of income, and I'm like, oh my God, that's how they do it.
Just keep doing it. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. And then all of a sudden, if you have 50 revenue streams coming in, you stop being desperate, right? Like everybody's chasing money. The moment you get out of desperation, it seems like the world starts finding you instead of you finding it. And I think it's just because those in a state of lack never attract. So if you can create multiple revenue streams, you're not desperate for sales. You're not desperate for things to go your way, because now it's a numbers game. And if you do fall in line with the Pareto principle, which everyone does, whether they know it or not, that's the 80-20 rule. People think it's a negative thing. Oh my God, only 20% of my activities will produce 80% of my money. Well, it's the same thing with even men. 20% of all men will get 80% of the women, vice versa. 20% of women will get all the attention of 80% of the men. If it's a natural law, use it to your advantage, which means most things will fail. So just create many things that will be in your favor. And whenever 80% fail, there's still 20% that will produce most of it. It's a numbers game.
And quite funny. And we're going to go on that one too, because I, just like a few of us, we have, fitness line, which is my apparel and vitamins, all that stuff. And then I have apparel line, and I brought that back on. I finally found ways to take it from Etsy. Oh, Etsy was the one I forgot, and move it in Shopify on one big website. And all of a sudden now it's just starting to click, where everyone's like, hey dude, I love the hat. Hey dude, I love this. And I'm just sitting, and last week my girlfriend actually noticed that. She's like, all of a sudden she turns and she kind of like looks at me when someone's like, hey man, I like the shirt. And I just kind of look back. I'm like, that's why I do it.
That's awesome.
It's even though that you, on the fitness side, but you can help them on the fitness side. They don't even care about the hoodie. Or on the hoodie side, but they don't even care about the fitness. Either way, you can still move people through your business and help them out. And
it's just being service, right? You're being of service to people. You're adding value. You're making their life a little bit better. And if you could do that enough times, as Jim Rohn always says, service to many leads to greatness, right? Just figure out a way to be of service, be of value to people. And number one, you'll get paid for it for sure. But number two, it's going to help you grow and give at the same time. Giving, obviously, as Tony Robbins says in his books, that giving and growing are the two activities that leads to happiness and to an individual feeling alive. So the more you do it, the more you want to do it.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that people don't know. And I'm very not vocal about what's going on in the city here, but like the more I would go down and here we have a homeless shelter, but like I think it was like 2 months straight, I would drop $100. And we call them pay it forward meals. So like you just paint a wall with free meals.
Wow.
And I walk in, I'm like, and I would look and it'd just be, and I will toot my own horn here for a little bit, but like it'd be everything up on top, which was mine. And then it'd be like one person won this. And everyone's like, why do you do that? I said, I don't even care about the top. I'm like, it feels a lot better making sure everyone's taken care of versus just giving $1 here to like the kid at the lemonade stand. Say, hey, we have X amount of families getting helped. And that's the real abundance where like, I love doing that. And I don't even want, like, I'm vocal about it now on a podcast, but I don't even care. Like people are like, what's going on, how it is. I don't even say anything about it because it's just my personal thing I love doing.
Man, yeah, you have to feel like you're contributing because now it's all of a sudden bigger than you. And I think it forces you to try harder, right? The reward. I was just listening to a Patrick Bet-David podcast today, and he says that there's no reward in your brain, whether it is the act of giving or getting something or taking your wife or girlfriend out or whatever. If there's no reward up here, you're not going to keep doing it. So if you can get that euphoric feeling from giving and you keep doing it, it's going to force you to level up and make more.
Speaking of that and make more, it's going to transition great into your brand new title and a brand new book. Man, the title is simple as it can get. $1 million book. So please tell my listeners exactly all the not say all the chapters, but just a preview of what the heck's sitting in this beautiful green book.
Oh yeah, the green. I'm gonna get nuts with the green. I just bought some green shoes, so look out for that. But $1 million book, how to publish a book that generates wealth without even selling it. You're probably thinking, how is that even possible? You need to sell something to make money, right? Well, the way I look at a book is in direct correlation as how I look at a weapon. A book is a weapon. It cuts through the noise. It shows the world what you are, what you can do for them, and makes it easy on the market for them to decide if they like you or they do not like you. Do they want to hire you or do they not want to hire you? So you want to make it easy on the market. This book teaches people how to, number one, publish a book, get it all done, put it up on Amazon, turn it into an Amazon bestseller, and then use it properly on the back end to create many different revenue streams. So if you can get creative with the direction of the book, tie it back to a service or some type of solution, become the expert, increase your influence in that area, you become a leader in that field. You take that attention, you can monetize it as many ways as you want with webinars, courses, memberships, apparel, affiliates. Those are just 5 simple ways you can monetize your book. We've worked with individuals all over the world, over 300 entrepreneurs. Some of them use their books so well that they will sell the book on Amazon and they'll make $1,000 a month without even thinking. That sounds like a lot of money. However, on the back end, they have $50,000 coaching packages. So they'll pick up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 throughout the year from people reading the book, getting to know, like, and trust them, put the book down, join their group, paying $365 a year or $1,000 a month. There are different entrepreneurs that have different packages, but they join their programs and they say, you know what, I like this guy so much. The relationship has been built to such a high degree that I want to pay them more for one-on-one consulting. And now you go from book to a membership to one-on-one consulting to now doing deals together. You're not a teacher-student relationship. You are a partner. You're an affiliate. You're a team member, and you can do wonders with that approach. So that's what I teach people in the book. It's going to be game-changing. We have a guy that you know, I know, and everyone out there should know. The $1 Million Man is going to be doing an advertisement for the book. You get ready for this because I'm going to blow this thing up so much. $1 Million book. If you can write one, you'll realize that it could lead to $1 million life.
Boom. We're going to drop it right there. And guys, I'm just full of transitions here and he feeds me right into it. It's like playing softball. And the reason why we're such a huge wrestling fan with everyone, someone asked me why you like just magnet to Ric Flair. I'm a Ric Flair guy.
I love Ric Flair.
And the best answer I could say it is for people that are in sales marketing, it's like a genius person between him, Roddy, like the 80s wrestling, early 90s wrestling. It's such a genius teaching tool. What do you focus on when you look at those guys?
So wrestling's always been a big part of my life. I guess since like 1990, I was a Hulkamaniac, right? I watched that stuff all the time. And then when it went into the Attitude Era, I was a major Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. What you can learn from wrestling is more than just what you see directly from like bad guy to good guy. What you can pick up is authenticity, humor, entertainment, a certain image. All of this matters for a crowd to either love you or hate you. And all the main stars will tell you, you want people to hate you also. Now, why is that? Because if you can increase the energy on one side of love and on the other side of hate, that's what's going to sell. That's what it's going to keep people's eyeballs. So people are out there right now listening to this podcast, being afraid of hatred and maybe criticism. You should welcome it. All the big stars welcome it. And the reason why is because if someone out there despises what you're saying, I guarantee someone out there loves what you're saying. The key here is to be true to yourself. The most successful wrestlers, when you get down to it, they find a character that's them. It's not them trying to be someone. It's like Stone Cold was Stone Cold. And if you find out through his backstory of how he became that individual, he was so angry, so mad at the system that he just said, the hell with it. I'm going with whatever I feel is right. And he took off. The market took a hold of that and said, this feels real. And if you're trying to make it in entrepreneurship, you're trying to make it with a podcast or on video, you need for people to see that it's real, 100% you. Because if you fake it, you're going to lose their attention. It's going to not feel like it's 100% real from start to finish. And you're not going to keep their eyeballs. So you look at all the big stars like Chris Jericho, you look at the Stone Cold Steve Austins, you look at The Rock, it all feels real. But here's another major piece. Chris Jericho, a guy who I idolize. Obviously, that's where I got the Inner Circle name from Mike's Inner Circle. He constantly evolves. He's keeping it interesting. If you want longevity and entrepreneurship, you need to keep evolving with different sayings, different looks, different feelings within your brand, so you can keep giving the market more and more and keep them wanting more. Chris Jericho is such a good guy. I don't know if you guys listen to his podcast, but you'll see that he is never bored. He's always in creation mode. And we had a writer interview him for one of our magazines. I don't know if you're familiar. I own a company called, I still do, but it's just on pause right now because of the book business, but a magazine called Rockstar's Dream. And we were able to get Chris Jericho featured in that magazine. He was willing to do an interview, and it was cool to ask him a lot of questions that, not many people ask him, like, what was a book that changed his life? And, what does he think about what's happening with the pandemic? Because this is right around 2020 when it was getting insane. And he's just as real as they come. So I respect individuals like that. It's not a script they're reading. It's who they really are, portrayed in an entertaining way. And, that's what I think anybody out there, if they're trying to make it in entrepreneurship, be true to yourself and also be yourself 100% of the time. Because if they meet you in person and then you're different online, or if they see you online and then they meet you in person, it doesn't feel right, you're going to lose them.
And that's the number one thing I focused on in Dallas. Like, I'm coming down. I'm like, I'm wearing a hoodie because that's me. And I'm just going to be me. And
you have to be you. Yes.
And I did bring some other things, but we'll just leave that comment off the podcast.
We were out there smoking cigars, guys, at the
oh my God, that was such a beautiful view.
Deep talks, smoking cigars and just enjoying ourselves. And that was at the end of the day 2. I think it was day 2, right? At the end of it.
It was such a great fun time down there. I think it was day 1, day 2, whatever. I just
might have been day 1.
I'm just gonna leave some of the stories that occur outside after on day 2.
That was fun though.
Like stuff like that when you were getting at where you're like book coaching one-on-ones, and then I'm sitting there, I'm like, I know we have those masterminds, or the best way. What's the theme of them? Masterminds, Senate dates, whatever. There's like fancy words of them where everyone just comes in for an event.
Yeah. You went 2 days, 3 days. You can call them just, you can call them small masterminds. I would say they're more of just promotional events for a certain message. Especially that one, which was the Americans, was held by the American Snippets, Barb Allen and Dave Brown.
Yep.
Just putting up a lot of patriots together, talking about the capitalistic dream, trying to make it in life, and taking accountability for everything that you do. So I wouldn't classify that as a mastermind, but masterminds out there getting together once a month, once a quarter, even once a year. I've seen a lot of masterminds do things differently. But as long as you're around great people, now you can bounce ideas off each other. You could see what they're doing and kind of say, wow, I could apply that to my business. And you could just help each other out because you're in the room with the people that want you to win and you want them to win.
Honestly, guys, I'm going to end the podcast on that just because it's so much easier, because you just pretty much gave your tagline of your group. And I'm like, we're going to end it, and that's it.
Hey, that works, man. Yeah. But basically, if you can put together a message, put it out there authentically, attract the right tribe, and then you can do everything you want. Like, you're not looking for clients. You're looking for friends that you could do business with each other in many different aspects. And if you could start to apply that to every part of your life, hey, quit trying to chase clients, quit trying to chase money, put your flag up in the air, have the right people find you, and then figure out a way that you could do business together.
Absolutely, guys. And once again, thank you for coming on the Battle Warrior Podcast.
Hey guys, it is Chad here from the Battle Warrior Podcast, and I'm just letting all you listeners know that the Battle Warrior Podcast episodes will be available across all podcast platforms, guys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this brand new episode today.